back.
type shit. But yeah, bro, like that's just what I'm on. You know what I mean?
I had a
Just what I'm
question to
on.
ask you actually. Now we were
What
talking
up?
about rivals earlier. Have you ever had like a rival who played your character slash characters? Because I feel like that's one of the best type of rivals to have. Because I was saying earlier, I guess it will be in the last video at this point, that like it would be nice. It's nice like when you can understand what's happening, right? Like that's something that really it feels better to lose and know what's going on so I can know what I need to improve versus not knowing what's going on. When you're fighting somebody who's playing your character, it's like you definitely know, like you see the moves. If you play that character a lot, if you're like a solo man or something, you see you're literally like you're like, damn, he's doing this and then this. Like he's like I see what's going on. I got somebody in Tekken. I don't know. I don't think he would consider me a rival, honestly, because he's a lot better than me. But this guy named Aim Two, right? He's pretty good. He plays Elisa. I played him a few times. He's on my channel as well. I have his videos in one of my legacy collections, like for videos like when I look back, I'm just like, damn, like I fought against like one of them type people. But
Yeah,
he plays my character, and when we played, like he was smoking my shit, right? But I play
yeah.
this character too, so I see what's going on. Like I understand. I can't I can't beat it at the moment, but like I'm seeing it and I'm like, damn, that was good. Like shit. Like you got some shit, you got some shit. So have you ever had like a rival or just someone like good that you can consistently play against that plays your character?
I would have to give that to Rem, and that with in Tekken when he chooses, like also plays Asusena, and he's been a huge part about the the revamp too because it you it's one of those things where it's just like where they like it you ever have when they be like, I'm not mad, I'm just disappointed. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He be giving off that vibe, and he's still talking shit. But it's like, damn, bruv, I'm not mad, but you're just shorting yourself. And and then he got the community to do that, where it was just like they not on me, like, oh, you fucking this. Some of them are like my friends, my IRL friends, they'll be on that. But everybody else is like, damn, bro, like you could at least get Tekken King, right? I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed, and that kind of hurts
Look
more
at
because
they
it's
on
just
you.
like, you know what I mean? That kind of hurts more because it's like, damn, like I'm just like I can't really explain it, bro. I was just in that mode, and then when they put it like that, and it was fucked up too because this is karma. Because my boy, he came in third place in a tournament, and he was barely labbing, and he was like, yo, no, I came in third. You know what I mean? We good. Da 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 da. And I said, you came in third. He was like, yeah, bro, I came in like pathetic. And he was like, bro, what the fuck? What you mean? What the
Damn.
fuck do you mean? I'm
Damn.
like, bro, this is
Should have been
pathetic.
first.
Bro, you and not shoulda, you coulda. But you wanna play around, you wanna, you know what I mean, peacock strut your way around life and not really give a fuck because you don't wanna laugh. You're like, bro, I still came in third. I'm in the money. I got money. Pathetic.
Now I have to
Not
ask: were
hearing it.
you labbing at this point, or were you still not labbing?
Oh no, I was. This is peak me. This is peak in my bag going in like what? Yeah, bro. Like yeah, like I was going to low, going to online. This was peak me right here, peak competitive me, and it was like, why you gonna play like that? And then he's also, but the thing that made it worse was he was trying to what's going on, Demi? What's going on, Demi? Good morning, good morning. Um, he was on some shit where it's like, um, I'm competing, but I'm not competing. But you're a competitor, so you know what that looks like. I'm like, yo, dog, what the fuck is this? Like, you don't do that. That's what that. And I was, and then he took that shit to heart. He was fake mad at me, like I'm trying to really diss him, and it's like, nah, I just expect more from you, dog. You could be one of them niggas. You could be one of them niggas but you're shorting yourself and you're not applying yourself. And, and if you're not going to compete, just say that. He was like, I am trying to compete. I am trying to be one of them niggas. Well, if you're trying to be one of them niggas and you're doing this and you're half-assing the effort, you're a damn liar. You're a liar. You know what I'm saying? And it's crazy. Even though I said I wasn't competing no more, the overall principle remains where it's like you could be doing better and you know it. And it's like, damn. You know what I mean? Accountability is a son of a bitch, bro. You know
It
what I mean?
is.
Because it's one of them things where it's like, damn, bro. So now I'm more like, yeah, fuck it. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Because like I don't know, bro. Like I don't know how to explain it, but it's just like I you know what, the best way I can put it is like this, right? I do music again. So like when I'm doing music, when I first started doing it, it was like, yeah, you know, want to get signed and, you know, have a dope song, you know what I mean? Whatever.
You
People can
make
hear it, but
beats,
it's
you
not.
rap, you sing. What you do?
I,
You do all of it.
I rap and I sing, and I eventually I want to make beats, but I don't have the equipment. Once I get a PC, I'm gonna really get in that nerd bag of that. But so when I'm doing it, while I'm making the music, it's not like fighting games where it's like even if you don't like me, I'm still him. Like for example, like niggas don't. The, there's a strong part of the community of in Dbfz don't like Hikari, but as much as you don't like Hikari,
You
he's
can't
still
beat that.
fucking
You
Hikari.
can't beat that nigga.
You know what I
Unfortunately.
mean? It's not like that. You know what I mean? Like you know what I'm saying? But like exactly, it's not like that in music.
To
It's
go
like
on like a small tangent, I never like really knew like any of the things specifically that Hikari was doing. I was just following some of the like the aftermaths, like watching Bum's tournaments and shit, and I would see people not liking him. And you know, I guess I kind of just got influenced by the public because I was like, damn, you know, like I don't really. Well, mine was kind of a different reason because I would go and watch Bum's tournaments every week at work, and it would just be Hikari playing the Yasha team, and I'm like, ugh, I don't want to keep seeing this shit. You know, so
yeah, nah,
I started to hate a little bit. I can admit I started to hate, and I got in bro's stream semi recently because he was playing 2XKO, and I was just watching him play the game, and just listening to him talk, and I was like, this thing is kind of cool though. Like, you know, nigga is a cool
so
guy. You know,
so I haven't been in any of his streams, but he's I the reason why I guess I don't not like him. The reason why I just he's not my favorite person in the world is because I know people like him. You know what I mean? And he's young, and what he is just a brat. You know what I mean? Just a brat, and he's good at the game, but you don't got to be a brat about it. You don't got to be a bitch about it. You know what I mean? And but then you could be like, well, what about even like Sonic Fox? I don't like him either. You know what I'm
I
saying?
mean, you don't like the
Like
goat.
no, but he's the GOAT. You know what
I
I
ain't
mean?
gonna
So I'm
lie,
not gonna hate on the
Sonic
GOAT.
been my goat for a minute since I started playing MKX, bro.
For me,
Injustice, all that.
you know when I started not Sonic Fox when he did what he did in the first Evo tournament
You
where
talking
he
about the
stalled
sea
Goichi up.
change?
Yo, bro,
You talking about the sea change? No,
ever forget that shit. I'll never forget that shit.
no.
You're a bitch. You know what you did, bro. You know what you did. You know what's going on too, bro. I'll never forget that. Never. And there's a certain
Oh
way.
my
Now you got me talking about some
god.
whole other shit. Now you got me talking about some whole other shit. There's a certain way you're supposed to carry it when you that nigga. There's a certain way to be. Daigo is the way. That's the way you carry it. Goichi, that's how you carry it. You know what I'm saying? There's a certain way, bro. Like, and if and some people like, nah, there ain't no way. You just be that nigga, win that shit, and do that thing. I hear you, but again, like I don't stand on type shit like that, bro. I feel like there's a certain way you got to go about shit, certain way you got to handle shit. You know what I mean? Once you carry that crown and you wear that belt and you're known as that man, you got to carry it a certain way. And if you
Mm-hmm.
carry it like a bitch, I don't give a fuck if you're a champion. You're a championship bitch. You know what I mean? Real
Championship,
life.
bitch. Yo, I got
That's it.
Daigo's book right now. I'm reading that shit.
Yo, you know what I'm saying? There's a certain way you carry it, bro. Daigo carried it properly. You know what I'm saying? Goichi carried it properly, type shit. Wawa carried it properly. You know what I mean? There's a certain way you go about it, bro. You know what I mean? And I don't gotta, and they don't gotta like me, just like I don't. And I where that comes from is music, right? Music is not subject. It's not objective. It's subjective. Like I could think I wrote the flyest shit in the world, and niggas can
Somebody else
look
could
me
be
in my
like, that
face.
shit's ass.
Ooh, get that shit the fuck out of here. You stink. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Like, and really mean that shit. And it's up to me to be like, oh my God, do they, or, bro, I literally, and this is a real story. This is a real story. Yesterday, I went and got my music reviewed on TikTok, and I thought I dropped some fire shit. I was like, nah, bro, they gonna hear this shit. They gonna go crazy. You know what I'm saying? It's about to be a movie. Bro,
Oh
when I tell
no.
you I got fucking laughed out of the chat, bro, they laughed me out of the chat, bro. They laughed me out of the chat. They was like, nah, get this shit the
Man.
fuck out of here. Nah, because you thought it was this and it wasn't even that, bro. You better get that shit the fuck on, bro. You ain't even like that, bro. Da, 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 da. I remember the nigga said, your lyrical execution is not there. And I said, nigga, oh, what? Oh, like because
Damn.
like yo bro and I had to hold that. And then another nigga laughed me out the chat. He was like, "Oh yeah, this shit is ass. This shit is this and this and this. Da, da, da. 1 out of 10, this shit is a 2, bro. Get that shit the fuck on out of here, dog." Bro,
Jesus.
filleted. And mind you, in real life, and now it got me thinking in real life, like, are these lying to me when they say that? Because 90% of the time, when niggas hear my shit in real life, they really like my shit. You know what I mean? And from their facial expressions and the way they go about it, it seems like they like this shit. But it's like maybe they're lying to me. You know what I mean? But all of that being said, right, is it's up to me to still keep writing because there are gonna be a subsection of niggas that really hate my shit or just really hate me. There's niggas right now that don't like me for no reason. They just don't like me. They don't like the cut of my jib. They don't like the way I talk. They don't like the way I look. They just hate me to hate me. And it's like, okay. So when I circle back to Hikari, and Hikari is more like I can see myself growing to like him because even though I don't like what he did, Josh's team, I like the fact that he is the only one of the very few niggas keeping this shit alive for fighters, where he's still willing to show up to these tournaments, local, online, and
100%.
step on shit. You know what I'm saying? That nigga is a real. He's carrying it right. He's carrying it right. But the way he goes about some of his shit is like because where he started to lose people was the whole
Talking shit.
like no, not even talking shit. It was about like some trans, LGBT shit, and he just went off the deep end. And young, he was like 16, 17 when he was doing that shit. He went off the deep end, and my thing is like, yo, bro, feel how you feel, even if you don't even if you disagree, because with my religious upbringing, I don't subscribe to that shit either. You know what I mean? But I also at the same time am not gonna attack you for being you are. You know what I mean? If you're gay or you whatever, you know what I mean? All right, bro. I don't condone it. I'm not about to sit up here, whatever. But at the same time, I'm not gonna be like you're less of the person. I'm not saying he said those things, but it was in that realm where it was like, damn, bro, like don't attack you're not supposed to do that. But he was also super fucking young. He was 16, 17. You know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck? He's super young. But
Yeah.
again, you know what I mean? You just got to carry it a certain way. You got to.
Was Sonic ever the best at DBFC? Like,
Yes.
was he ever like the definitive best?
Yes. But that seat change shit it was ass. But yes. Well, no. Well, now I'm thinking no because you did that whole seat change shit. Now, you know what? Just for that, no, he wasn't. Just for
Now,
that.
if you remember around that same time, it wasn't that exact day, but it was around that same probably year span. There was a time where he had a first to 10 with Goichi, and I ain't
Did he
gonna
win?
lie, nah, Goichi mobbed his ass. It was bad. It was like 10-3, 10-4, like some
Yep.
violent.
Yeah, bro. That's what I'm saying, bro.
But
There's a
like
certain way you go about it.
I know we had like a rivalry with Goichi for a minute, but
And I
like
was hyped.
and it was back and forth, but there was a lot of times where I feel like Sonic was getting the better of him, but Goichi also wasn't like, he was no slouch, and he's always been like kind of like that in that sense. So I'm like, damn, was Sonic ever like the definitive best? Because when you look at some other people who've been the definitive best, like Hikari right now, like nobody's really fucking
Hikari
with,
is the
bro. No, like
definitive.
nobody's fucking with him.
That's a
Uh,
Wawa was the definitive
Wawa,
best. Goichi,
bro, when Wawa was the best, shit was spooky out here. Cause I remember Bum's birthday bash, and
that shit
Bum
was
almost had
bad.
fucking everybody, bro. Bum had almost everybody. He even had Sonic come out, and like that nigga Wawa smoked everybody, bro. Like nobody was fucking with Wawa first. Nobody was fucking with Wawa so hard that Wawa beat everybody, and then said, "All right, I'm cool, thanks."
Yep,
Um,
nah, no bullshit. The
fucking
goat.
trying to see if there's anybody else who's been like a definitive best in Dragon. Oh, what's his name? My fucking goat, Kazunoko, the man with the cheap teams. Even though his teams was cheap as shit. Um,
He did
when
have a run.
Kaz when Kaz was the best, shit was nobody fucking with him. Like I think
That's
his
a
only
fact. And
rival was like Goichi. Like Goichi was the only one who could be like stopping that nigga. Like
I feel like there was Goichi had a run as the definitive best, and I stand firm on this. Inzem could have went on a Wawa like run had he not took his feet off the gas, bro. There was a
Imzim
point.
was kind of like that for a hot
Nah,
minute.
not even kinda though. Bro, the way bro, I'm talking about this nigga was on like, bro, because we all are agreeing that Hikari is the definitive
Yeah,
best
he
as we
was he
speak.
was
He was the one
smoking
stuck.
Hikari.
Come on, bro.
He was
Come on, bro.
and this is also kind of goes into what we were saying about the importance of a good rival. Funny enough, but yeah, he was doing like I remember literally week after week after week. Then we would go see the event because sometimes the bum like the weeklies kind of felt like almost like a training arc for the big tourneys in a way. Even though like a
Type
lot of
shit.
really good players would be there, and it would always like there was like a nice couple month period where it would literally always end with us Enzim Hikari, and Enzim literally like bro, like he was
Walking
literally
them
the only
down.
one who could like yeah, and it was some crazy shit. But I think Enzim just lost that inspiration. He lost that
Yeah,
spark,
bro,
man.
and that's what I'm saying. No, literally, bro. But that needs to be its own topic. When you look at that fire, how do you go about it? You know what I mean? Because he fire, he was like this world tour. And mind you, with a lost fire, the nigga came in second place in the world
That's crazy shit. He didn't even
with
give
a
a fuck.
lost fire. Bro, this is
I
what
think
I'm
he said he
saying.
wasn't labbing or nothing. I think he was literally like just coming to play.
Bro, he just came through, bruh, and came in second. And that's what I'm saying. Like at that point, because and that's why I respect Hikari. That's why I respect Hikari. There's a difference between liking someone personally and respecting them. I don't
Right.
need to like Hikari right now or ever in life. But the way he goes about his business and how he defends his throne every time he gets the chance, whether on a big or small scale, that nigga pulls up with the big stepper shoes on and steps. That nigga, he keeps his blade hot, hot. You know what I'm saying? And bro, Enzem walked everybody else down. He came up against a buzzsaw when he tried that shit with Akari. And it was like, you know what? Yeah, do that shit. Cut that nigga to fucking smithereens. Because he ain't playing. You know what I mean? You want to play patty cake, man? You want to do it? You better off. Enzem was better off not pulling up and letting Hakari feel like he won an empty tournament. You want to play mind games? Don't pull up. Don't pull up to the tournament. You really feel like you're not locked in? Don't pull up and let him win the world tour without you being there. It's gonna be in his fucking skull that oh shit. Yeah, I won, but Enzem wasn't there. And the last time I walked across Enzem, that nigga spanked me, bruh. So now he got to go about his day to day with fighters being dead. By the way, I don't even know when is the next time I'm fight this nigga. You want to play mind games? You want to play rival games? Do that. But you want to pull up and play patty cake like shit is sweet with a nigga who ain't on that. All right, yup. Me. Hold that. You know what I'm saying? Hold that. So yeah, bro. But like I feel like when niggas lose their fire, like you gotta it's tough, bro. It's tough. You gotta really just you gotta keep it out, is what I'm saying. You gotta keep it out and let life reignite it. I
Man, I
feel
think
like.
it's gonna be. I was just watching. This is anime, bro. Called what is it? It's called like Gachi, Gachi Yakutu or some shit like that, right? It's hard as fuck to say. If you know, you know. That shit's really good right now. It's very, and this is gonna be a weird reason, but it's very black, and I love that shit. So you know,
Oh, that's good.
if you like some black type animes, we don't get that shit for a lot. So go peep that shit. But anyway, they were talking about how sometimes when you're trying to change somebody's worldview, like sometimes you need to shock it into them, like you need to shock through your system, like to just really get in there. And I think that's something that you need when you need to. Well, sometimes you don't want to reignite the spark. Like sometimes it just happens. And so I think that in those circumstances, like, and that's kind of like what I mean when I say like that those losses impact me a lot is sometimes you need a shock to your system, like just something that makes you go, damn, like, and it inspires you, because people take things differently. But if you've lost that spark, you need a way to get inspired again, or you just won't have it, like
So
you won't really feel
and
that
the
shit.
and that's what I'm saying. It's like because I've lost that spark with music as well. In 2020, I stopped doing music, and I just recently restarted again this year. And so that was a 5 year break where I'm not even focused on writing, not looking up beats, not doing anything for 5 years, bro. And I was just like, I'm good. I felt the same way I did with fighting games, where it was like, nah, I'm really satisfied with what I did, everything that I accomplished in with music, and I'm solid. And what happened was my boy and the engineer that he knows, we were all in the same VC one day randomly. And he was like, yo, bro, this is the dude I was trying to put you on with, bro. Yeah, I gotta link up. Da, 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 da. And I had like three unreleased songs that I made in 2020 that I didn't care to release. And off the strength of that being my boy, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna just pull up, see what he's on. So I recorded it in 2024 and was like, all right, I did the thing. Met up with your boy. His quality's good. Yeah, everything like that. And I didn't release it um, until this year. And then I only released it because I started streaming. And then when I started streaming, I was like, well, I want to, I'm coming up with different events and things to do. And it's like, what else can I do to keep the stream and just the presence that I'm trying to create alive? And I'm like, oh, well, this is a perfect time to start reintegrating my music into the social media thing. And I'm like, okay. So as I'm reintegrating some of my old songs and, sharing them on socials, like, I'm going to run out of songs eventually. So it's like, oh, okay, well, I could just write some more. And it's like, I don't want to keep writing and this and this and this, whatever, whatever. I was like, well, if I just write once a month, not write once a month, but drop a new song once a month, that'll be more than enough. So now it's just another thing that it just woke itself back up, you know? So it's one of those things where I feel like if the fire is truly dead, it's like saying it's like that old saying goes where it's like if it's real love, it'll come back to you, whatever. If you
Right.
let it go, and then if it's real, it'll come back to you, type shit. If your fire is really out, make sure it's all the way out, and then truly do some other shit. You know what I mean? Just go out and like I was playing Madden hard for the longest. Like I was just on Madden and I would visit all these other games, right? Like, all right, I will play, I lose, get off. Play, lose, get off. No lab, no replays, no nothing. But then out of nowhere, the tournament comes up. That helped me out, and a proper op came through, and I was like, "Yeah, never again." And now it's back, and it's so, and I'm in more control of it. Where it's like I used to get like this and burn out. Now I got a steady, hot, concentrated flame going in the right direction to where it's like, all right, I'm really gonna do my best. I'm really gonna lab. I'm really gonna learn these combos and work on my defense, shit like that. Go to these tournaments, host these tournaments, do more shit where I'm like just be more active. You know what I mean? Like I want to go to the, if I, God willing, like a tournament in like Evo or CEO or something like that for Tekken or fighters, where it's just like, nah, I'm trying to build. This is a perfect way to build out my profile, build up the
Mm-hmm.
stream, build up the skill.
Mm-hmm. I know
You know what
exactly
I'm
what you
saying?
talk about.
You know what I
I
mean?
know
So it's
exactly
like,
what you
yo,
talk about.
and it's crazy, bro, because it's like this started with me just wanting to be a streamer, and when I wanted to be a streamer as of last year, I'm looking at it like, bro, I'm way behind. You know what I mean? People have been streaming for years. You know what I mean? Like the market is fucking saturated right now, saturated. But then it was like the reason why I stayed committed to being a streamer, content creator, and everything like that because it's like if you have you ran the numbers on streamers and like how many people start streams and how many people actually stick to it. Have you ran the numbers on that?
No, but I've heard some. I've heard a
Okay,
little bit about some of it, but no, I've not like ran any numbers or looked into it specifically.
bro. I'm gonna give you some numbers right now, bro, and just so you know that, and just so the world can know that it's not what you think it is out here in terms of the market being oversaturated or whatever. Right? In 3 months, 60% of people stop streaming.
Jesus,
Sixty
three
percent.
months.
3 months. 60% of people stop. In 6 months, 70 plus percent of people quit. In a year's time, 1 year. And when I mean quit, that means in a 30-day period, they haven't streamed once, where they're not streaming consistently, not one time within a 30-day period. In a year's time, bro, a year's time, 98% of people stop. Only 2% stick around in a year's time. So the market might seem like everyone's a streamer, but give it 3 months. 60% of them are they gave up. Do you know? And here's another crazy stat that I learned. In general, on a scale from 0 to 100, what percentage of people do you think remain consistent in general? Consistent in terms of saving money, better health habits, or training or content creation. What percentage of people, like 0 through 100?
I'm gonna go 25%, man. I'm gonna say 1 in 4.
15%. 10
Jesus.
to 15% of people in the world remain consistent when it comes to healthy habits. Only 10 to 15% of people. So what does that mean though? What do you mean when you say consistent? Like is it every day consistent, or is it like, I mean, if you treat it like a job. Let's say you work out every day, or you want to go on a walk, or you want to post a video 5 days out the week, right? Counting 2 days off because life happens, right? Right. Not for people, I can't make this up. 15% of people can't remain consistent throughout a 90-day period, because they usually say it takes 21 days to build a new habit. You really want to call it 60 days, 60 to 90 days. It's 60 days, well, 66 days, but 90 days altogether if you include the 2 days off, right? So you mean to tell me that you can't stay consistent for 90 days and change your life? Essentially, that's what you're saying. That's what people are saying. That's what the stats are saying. Only 15% of people are willing to lock in for 3 months.
Man.
Like that is insane. With anything, it's not even like
They
one.
say
And
humans are creatures of habits, bro.
but they're creatures of bad habits. Like
Well,
that's the thing.
well, habit,
You
brother.
know you know
You're
what I'm
not wrong
saying?
though.
And that's and that's where I want people to really and if you and if, for the people that are hearing that, or the people that think this is cap, or the people that think it's whatever, go to your local Google web browser or
Your local
AI
Google.
chat GPT this shit as I'm saying it. The numbers might fluctuate in between 5 to 10% ish or whatever. The numbers may vary, but on a small but the numbers are the numbers. Look this shit up yourself. Hit pause and rewind and put in the bot what I just
Rewind and
said.
find us more to find.
You know what I'm saying? Bro. And so I say all of that to say, like, it's not it all of this shit when it comes to the FGC or it comes to streaming or it comes to this or it comes to that, just stay the course. Build a pattern of consistency that works for you. Because even if you do something once every month or once a year, it's still consistent. The term consistent means can you rely on yourself or can people rely on you to do the thing that you said that you were going to do every time you said you're going to do it. You know what I'm saying? So if I say, yo, I'm gonna be at I'm gonna be in Florida once a year for said event, and I do that for 5 years,
That's consistency.
I'm consistent. Because for the past 5 years, only though I've even though if I only did it 5 times, I've done it 5 times every year on this day, on this time. You
I
can bank
do
on it, and I can bank on it.
I do think that being consistent, it matters what exactly you are talking about. Like I think it is a case to case basis in terms of like what you're doing. Because like you said, going to a tournament, like let's say you want to consistently go to Evo and place top 64, right? You got to go to Evo every year. You got to put in the amount of work, yada yada. But to do something like go to the gym, like you can't say you go to the gym once a year for 3 years and be like, well, I consistently go once a year. Like I feel like that's not like it is, but it's not. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't be like, I consistently brush my teeth, bro. I do that shit once every 2 months. Like that's not like there's
Ah,
there's there's certain things that it requires different levels of consistency. But I do understand what you mean when you say that consistency is key because it's definitely key to a lot of things. And that's kind of what makes it difficult though, is because like you can decide you want to change your life Monday. And you can decide you want to change your life Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. You can decide that shit the next week. By week 3, you're gonna be like, damn, this changing my life shit is a lot of work. This whatever it is I wanted to do is a lot of work. And that's when you probably said like a lot of people are just like, oh, I don't got it in me, man. I'm gonna go back to doing what I was doing. It's easier. Um, and it's unfortunate, especially if these are things that, a lot of people if these are things that like people can do and they can do, or just things that would make them better, but they don't have the heart to keep going. And I think we're all
so
guilty in a sense of not
oh
being
yeah.
consistent in certain areas that we need to be. I'm not gonna sit here and be holier than thou and act like I'm not. There are things that and I say this to myself a lot. Sometimes you got to take your own advice. Like there are a lot of things that I wish I was more consistent in. And that's why you get things like New Year's resolutions and shit like that. Like literally, a lot of New Year's resolutions are I'm gonna do this year. I'm gonna be consistent in this, and I'm sure those things don't stay for certain people all the time. But what were you gonna say?
No, so like in regards to that, right? In terms of being consistent or starting and stopping things, because we're like you said, we're all guilty. Yes, I've had the same types of issues. Like I'm gonna do this, and then I don't do it, or I start for a little bit, 3, 4 weeks in, and then I stop, and then I never do it again for like 4 or 5 years. You know what I
Yep.
mean? But
Yep.
the thing is, and this is why I prefaced it by saying, build a system that works for you. you with all because the thing is like if it doesn't work, you have to be you have to have the intestinal fortitude to be like, you know what, this didn't work. Now let's try something else. Little tweaks here, little tweaks there. And if you don't have that type of fortitude to do said thing, then you're not serious about changing said thing. Perfect example. When I wanted to smoking cigarettes, right? It was a battle of like, all right, I'm smoking cigarettes, not smoking cigarettes, smoking cigarettes. Da, da, da. I put the patch on, the patch ain't working. Da, da, da. But it's like, all right, I could have quit. I was like, I could have quit on quitting. You know what I'm saying? Like, I quit trying to quit. You know what I mean? But then it was like, what the spark happened when it was my son's birthday. He was turning 13 while I'm also turning 30. So it was like two milestones at once where I have my first teenager and I'm entering in a new decade. And it's like, wow, this is dope. I want, like, this is awesome. And then the next thought was, I want to be here for a lot more of these milestones. And then it's like, no, you don't. No, you don't. Because if that was the truth, you would stop.
You would change your life for the better.
You would have changed. It's like, well, like if I really mean that, I'm not gonna chance it. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna chance it. So I better take this shit serious and start. Granted, I could die right now on the fucking call with you just randomly because God said that's it. True, that could happen.
That's all, folks.
I want, you know what I mean? I want to put myself in the best position to optimize my life. Just like you can optimize a combo and still drop that shit, I want to optimize my life. But if I still end up dying right now on the call, hey, at least I can.
No, I understand what you're saying. Oh, you know my goodness.
Bro? So yeah, bro, it can go down either way. You're not serious if you're not trying to optimize for said situation. You know what I mean? So again, you have to do what works for you.
Wait. Before you go on, I want to say that you know how you were relating that to fucking fighting games in a way, which I love. You know, I always love doing that shit on my channel. Just like how you can optimize a combo and shit, and you need to optimize your life. If you want to still do better in a way that's for you, that's close to optimal, that's also acceptable if it's just better. I definitely I subscribe to that theory as well because there's a lot of times.
It doesn't have to. Go ahead, yeah, my fault. Go ahead.
No, you're good. There's a lot of times that I go to lab a combo. I ain't gonna lie, bro. Sometimes I'll be tired. Sometimes I'll be lazy. Sometimes I'll be like, this shit is too hard, man. So I might short it a little bit. I might not do that last extension. I might take out a couple buttons. I might take out that ender and just do my own ender. But if that combo is better than the thing you've been doing, if the thing that you're doing, that you're learning how to do, even if it's not 100% like what you thought you were going to do when you started, if it's better, that's still good. Like that's still progress.
Bro, yes, 1,000,000,000,000%. Because, like, bro, if better is better, no matter how it look, bro. You know what I mean? Like, if you go, like, using that same example, if the combo that you were doing 40% damage, and now you're at 45% damage, but you could be at 50 if you were to add the extra buttons in. It doesn't matter. As long as you can consistently do that 45% damaging combo now consistently, then it's a way better. Bro, I was literally in a fight yesterday where I lost the set because I needed just 2% more damage.
That's bad.
2%. Because he had spark. And anyways, yes. 2% better is better than 2% or than no percent at all. You know what I mean? A little bit is better than nothing at all. A little bit of something is better than a whole lot of nothing at all. Shout outs to Absol, because that's a bar. But that is a fact, though. That is a fact. And what you're only not willing to change, you're only not willing to do the thing if you're not taking yourself serious, if you're not taking the the journey serious. So yeah, niggas can be consistent about whatever they want to be consistent about and whatever, and feel how they feel, whatever. But again, it's like, well, how bad do you want to learn the game? How good do you want to? How serious are you taking becoming God of Destruction? How serious are you taking getting better at the game? How serious are you taking becoming a top 8 player in the world?
How
Well, I'm
serious are
taking
you
it
taking
extremely.
bettering? How serious are you taking bettering your life? Like, where are you at? Where are
How
you at
serious?
with it?
How serious? And well, I'm taking it extremely serious. Oh, oh, really? Let me see. You don't need to tell me anything. You don't need to tell me. I don't need to go to. I don't need to see an in shape nigga or an in shape woman to say that, oh, they take their health seriously. You look at their body.
Yeah, you already
Pause.
know.
You know what I'm saying? I don't need to ask LeBron James, do you take your health seriously, LeBron James? The fuck I look like? He's LeBron fucking James going into year 23. Serena Williams, do you take your health seriously? I'm Serena fucking Williams, bro. Fuck do you mean? I what are we talking about? Clarissa Shields, do you take your health seriously? I'm the best fucking women boxer in the goddamn world. Duh. What do you mean? Do I take my? That goes without saying, and that's the difference, right? A lot of people say I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do that. Okay, that's all well and good, but there comes a point where you're just gonna have to show me. You know what I
Facts.
mean? I'm gonna have to see about it.
My
I'm one of them niggas. I get busy on this game. Oh really? Really? All right, yeah. Pull up.
my grandma
Pull
used
up.
to say, "I can show you better than I can tell you."
Type shit. Type shit. And then when I don't have to tell you, and that's the thing about receipts and you know shit like that, because after a while, people will do the talking for you. Like
Hmm.
LeBron James doesn't need, like everybody that I just mentioned,
Bro,
they didn't need to be in this call to be like, I take my health seriously. No, I'll speak for you, LeBron. You're
do
fucking
you
LeBron.
remember on TikTok there was like a 3 month period where they were just making songs about LeBron. Like they were just taking popular songs and they were making them about LeBron instead.
I heard
Were you
about that.
there for
Yeah,
that?
yeah,
Man,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
that shit was hilarious.
You know what I'm saying? Like, there comes a point where you don't need to speak for yourself because people will speak for you. I remember, and this is crazy. I remember, right? I was at work. I had left this job to do Uber. Then I got into a car accident. I couldn't do Uber no
Oh
more.
my god.
Yeah. I couldn't do Uber no more. Freaking, I was doing it for 3 years, and I was at this job, funny enough, for 3 years. But I would leave, I would start there. I worked there for like a year, and then I'd leave, and then I'd work there for another year, and then leave, and then I stayed for like two. You know what I mean? Whatever, right? So eventually, I come back, right? And we're at the company meeting, and I came back because they usually have like dinner after the company meeting. So I came downstairs to get another plate, and then I hear one of my coworkers talking about me. So I'm like, oh shit, I'm gonna get the truth right now. If I'm gonna play it low, like I don't hear shit, but I'm listening to everything. Whole time that like this person is like, oh yeah, there was this new girl that was working there talking to the girl that's been working there for a minute, and it was like she was like, oh yeah, Varen, yeah, he sits next to me now and shit like that. We've been working together since I moved here, whatever, came here, whatever. And she was like, oh yeah, Varen, I love him. Da, 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 da. It was like, oh okay, good, I'm good. Da, 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 you know what I mean? I thought I was gonna hear some shit I didn't want to hear because they were in a whole different room. They didn't even know I was there, bro. You know what I mean? So they could have flamed me. They could have flamed me, and I would have had to hold that. You know what I mean? But it goes back to my point of it comes a point where you don't need to do the talking. Other people will do the talking for you. You know what I mean? Because for all I know, that woman that was saying all those things at first could have been just trying to get the real info from her. Like, yeah, I'm sitting next to Varen and this and this and this. Like, how do you feel about that? Da 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 da. Whole time she's like, oh, Varen, I love him. I love him. He's great. Da, 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 da. And it's like, damn. You know what I'm saying? Like shit like that, bro. It's shit like that. Where it's like you don't need to do the talking sometimes. They're gonna do the talking for you. Good or bad. But that's why you have to build that's why reputation is so important. Because you have to build up that type of equity where, you know, yeah, bro. Yeah, yeah. Where your word means something. When your word is overstated almost based on your actions. So when you speak with authority. When people hear you, they want to listen because they know that you're gonna follow through type shit. And then going back to the consistency thing, it's like the only person you're better off saying I don't want to do this. You're better off saying that I like where I'm content with where I'm at and I'm not choosing to change than to lie to yourself and say I'm gonna do this and then you don't end up doing it. Because now you're losing equity with yourself. Now you believe a lot less what you're hearing from your own mouth. Never mind other people. You're starting to take yourself a lot less serious because you're saying one thing and you're doing the other thing and you're stripping away your own integrity by doing that to
Right.
yourself though. It is crazy. It's crazy.
Um, you know what, man? This has been great. I'm gonna call it though. I was supposed to go back to sleep a few hours ago, but I decided to do this instead because I thought it was a great idea, and it has been. But I'm tired, brother.
Yeah, nah, I feel it. I feel it. I gotta get ready to go to work soon anyway. I'm about to I'm about to do that shit myself. I gotta go to work. But yeah, I'm glad that we was able to make it happen because I know work schedules be busy and shit like that. But you know what I mean.
For
Like
sure.
that's how you know what I mean. But going back, I'll just end it with this. They go back to what I was saying about consistency and how you taking your shit serious. Because if you could have easily been like, nah, you know what, try it again, whatever, and then end up not doing it or end up doing it just mad late. But you like, nah, bro, like if you got time right now, let's make it happen. And I could have been on the same shit, like, all right, nah, man, I'm about to just lay in bed and other shit, whatever, get ready to go to work, whatever. But I'm trying to make this my work eventually. So,
Yes,
you know
sir.
what I mean?
I seen you
You know
post
what I
that
mean?
link. I'm like,
You know what I'm
hey,
saying? Exactly, bro. You know what I mean? So it's like if we're gonna take it serious, it goes beyond just saying, "Oh yeah, I take this shit serious." Are you willing to cancel out your sleep schedule? Are you willing to be a little bit late to one job because you're trying to get your YouTube streaming job together? You know what I mean? Like it's shit like that. You know what I
bro.
mean?
I ain't
So
gonna
yeah, bro.
lie. The amount of times that I've been late to some YouTube shit is so fucking funny. That shit, like, it's not been a whole bunch, but it's definitely been a few times where I'm supposed to go to work and I'm like, I'm making a video right now, nigga. I'll pull up like 30 minutes late. They be alright.
Bro, I'm gonna be there though. You know,
I will
I'm
be
gonna be
there,
there.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But again, like, bro, how serious are you taking this shit? And again, it's not like you said, I'm not late every day, bro. You know what I mean? But when it's time to get shit done, I'm treating these collabs like they're like I don't know how to explain it. Like you know how niggas will be like, oh shit, like I'm on the call Mr. Beast or some shit. I'm treating you like you Mr. Beast, nigga. Like word to me, like yeah.
I
I'm
appreciate that.
treating you know what I mean? Like yeah, like I'm on the call with Big Fish, nigga. Fuck is you talking about, nigga? I gotta be there for that. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, you never know who the fuck gonna be next. Who the fuck? You feel me? Like, and you gotta treat every opportunity like it's like that because you just do, bro. I just feel I feel like that anyway. Like I feel like every opportunity you get to collab with somebody, you gotta treat that shit like whatever. Like I'm driving a Chevy right now. I'm whipping that shit like a motherfucking Audi. You know what I mean? Like yeah, bro. Like it's one of those type things. So yeah, bro. Word.
No, I understand what you're saying, bro. And
Yeah, word.
this has been another great experience. You know, I've been wanting to do another collab since the last one. I got all the footage this time, so I'm about to go ahead
Nah,
and
nigga.
chop this shit up real pleasant. Like, I'm considering just making the state of the FGC. I'm considering just making that into a serious series and just like putting these
Mm.
as another couple episodes type shit. I'm not really sure yet though. I'm gonna probably brainstorm, when I wake up. I got a few days off and shit. But this has been awesome, bro. We definitely gotta collab again. We gotta play again.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, yeah.
we gotta play some Dragon Ball, some Tekken, some Uni.
I'm with
Have
it.
you?
I'm with all of that, bro. Just when it comes to any of these games, like if it's a last minute thing, like we did now, like all right, cool, we gonna make it happen. But in general, just let me know. I'm free on the weekdays, Monday through Thursday, after 8:30 p.m. to 9 p.m. I'm available from times unless barring an emergency or some shit like that. And then yeah, bro, if you're trying to run that first to 10, I'm hip. I'm locked in. You know what I mean? When you're gonna get the best version of me. So you know what I mean? Like it's one of those. I'm back active. You tell
Have you
Saturn that
been?
I'm
Oh no, go ahead, go off.
yeah, tell Saturn I'm gonna need that back. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Like you definitely got it, but I'm gonna be back for that. I'm gonna need that. But yeah, bro, we hip for sure.
Have you been fucking with Grand Blue lately? You still been kind of trying that out, or